All right, good morning, everybody. It's day 9. We are going to be working on our back and arms today. So let's see, I have a set of 20-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, and I'm also going to be using a resistance band today. So just some different ideas and options and ways to change things up. Plus, that I think is a lot of what people have access to. They're a lot cheaper, don't take up as much space, so we're going to throw those in here and there as well. I've also heard they're really good for your elbows, which, as you know, I've been having trouble with elbows here and there. So yeah, we're just going to shake it up and change it up, but dumbbells are, of course, perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and start on our knees. Curl your toes underneath your hips so that you can kind of get a little stretch through the underneath sides of your feet. Sit your hips back there, and then just take your right arm up. You can rest your left arm, your left hand on the ground. Exhale over, inhale up, exhale over, inhale, reach, and then exhale, reach. Try to sit level on your hips and get that extension through the side, all the way through the back. We'll go one more each side and on the left. Okay, and then let's reach forward into our child's pose. So just extend your arms super far forward. Rest your forehead on the mat if you can. Rest your hips on your heels if you can. If you're not there yet, eventually, hopefully you can get all the way hunkered down. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Just kind of settle. And then go ahead and come on up to your hands and knees. Shoulders are going to reach over your wrists just a teeny bit. And then drive all the way back so those heels tap down and then come forward. So while you're hinging forward and back here, think about your core and that pressure, that push into the hands so that you can wrap your elbows back toward your thighs to build strength and flexion through your triceps and your back and your core. One more like that. Reach, 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 and extend. All right, and then just bring the backs of your hands to the mat so the palms face up. Fingertips are towards your knees, and then let your elbows pull out to the side and then wrap to point at your knees. Pull out to the side, point at your knees, side, and knees. All right, release there. Push your hands back into the ground, curl your toes, and push your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. So settle your feet so they're about hip width or a little wider. If you feel a little tight this morning, go a little wider. Bend your knees deeper. Go ahead and pedal the feet. But try to press that chest back towards your thighs. So this is not even close to a plank, but instead a nice big tent or A shape. Slide the shoulder blades down your back. Hollow out your armpits so you kind of feel like your armpits are sucking up into the shoulders, and grab your core super deep. Grab, grab, grab. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. One more inhale and an exhale. All right, go ahead and hinge forward. If you need to hit your knees, that's totally fine. Just pull your chest through your hands, elbows squeeze in tight. Pull your chin back. Flex your glutes to protect your back. All right, and then drop onto your knees. Okay, so we're going to start off with a 4-minute plank rotation. We're going to hold a front plank for 30 seconds, a side plank for 30 seconds. We're going to try to go back down into a high plank. So from your forearm on the side, you'll just roll your arm down, push up, and come to your high plank. Then we're going to go back to a side, the same side, high plank. If that doesn't work for you, just stay on your elbows. That's totally fine. You can also drop that bottom knee to kind of help hold support for your side plank on the hand. And then we'll drop back to the elbows in the front, same rotation on the other side, and then we'll be done there. Now, not everyone does great with a plank, and that's okay. Instead, I'm going to have you just hit up that bird dog rotation. So while we're holding a front plank, I want you to just hold opposite arm and leg up. And then when we go to the other side, or to our side, see if you can take that side rotation like we will. If that doesn't work for you, then I just want you to continue to switch your bird dog side to side. So when we go to side, you'll hit your other side, back to the middle, other side, back to the side, other side, and so on. Okay, so here is how it's going to go. Plant onto your forearms. Mark, set, and go. So set those elbows so that they're right behind your shoulder heads, and then tuck your tailbone under and try to find traction between your elbows and toes. We've been making sure to hit a good chunk of core in each and every session. I love feeling like I have good stability and strong foundation through the core. 3, 2, rotate to that first side. 30 seconds is so fast when we've been doing minutes. So yes, we want that stability through the core. Also, having that strong core helps to keep tone for your abdomen. So I like to highlight that we're here for health and wellness and strength and longevity. But, you know, having a strong, thin, toned stomach is always a nice byproduct. Okay, to your high plank. So being able to contract underneath that rib cage helps give that flat, strong stomach as well. Most of the time, a flat stomach that you see on someone is them just holding their core strong. That's the best way to have it, as opposed to starving yourself. 7 seconds to go. Shoulders are up over those wrists. We're going to go to the same side. So whether you drop onto your elbow or twist back is totally up to you. You can stack or stagger your feet. You can try to lift a leg, see how it goes. Challenge your balance. Forces you to have to use that lower leg as well, a lot more for support. 10 seconds. Stack shoulders, stack hips, tighten through the front of the belly while you're also feeling those obliques. We're going to go back down onto our forearms. Ready? And go. Find that flexion through the core. Take a quick scan of the body. Tighten deep underneath that rib cage. Ten seconds left here. Keep your glutes strong. And then rotate to that side plank. Lift up out of that shoulder. Flex through the front of the belly, through your oblique, the back. Work for that strong, long back. Keep holding strong through the glutes. Okay, back to your high plank in the front. Just our final minute. Shoulders up over those wrists. The goal isn't just to hold your plank, but it's to get that flexion and heat in through that abdomen, deep interior muscles of the core. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and then turn to your side. One last time for now. That second side, second time. Woo. Focus on your flex. Shoulder stays up over that wrist. Try to keep punching the hips up high. You've got it, you've got it. And time. All right, good core start. Making sure it's all woken up. All right, we're going to start off with a quick little squat jack segment. So give your legs a nice quick stretch. low squat. All right, so your squat jack, I'm going to have you start with a squat. Sit those hips back and down, and then you're just going to jump your knees and feet in and out. Make sure those knees and toes line up. So stay low the whole time. We're going to go for 30. Ready? And go. Keep the belly super strong. We just woke it up. Remember, it's important to keep that core solid in the midst of everything else that we're doing. Halfway. Try to stay low. 10, 9, 8. Sit those hips back. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, nice start. All right, we're going to move on into our weighted set. Grab your band or your weights. This is where I would be using my 10 pounds. We're going to start with curls. So roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Elbows squeeze tight next to your rib cage. And we'll go here. 10 curls. Curls can be easy, just up and down, but really think about what's going on with the rest of the body, keeping those hips tucked under, and really dial in to both directions of the move. 8, tall chest, strong core. This is 10, keep your knees soft. Okay, now bend your elbows to a 90-degree angle. And then what's going to happen is your elbows just come straight out and the hands come to your chest height. Okay, ready? 10 here. Again, chest tall. Envision you're trying to pop a balloon. Your elbows come back down. That's really where the direction of this set, this move, is really building. 6, where's that core? Chest stays super tall. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, then we're going to go straight up overhead. I'm going to go a split stance. Bring those weights up. Elbows come high. If you don't go overhead, we are going to be doing an upright row later. So just hinge and hit a dead row here. All right, so here we go. Belly strong. Press up. Try to use your back to help support for that press. Remember, we want both directions of the move. Next stays relaxed. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. All right. Set that down. Give your forearms a little stretch. Good work. All right. 20 squat jacks before we hit our next round. Sit low. Jump in and out. 2, 3. Sit back on those heels. 10. Find your glutes here. Inner thighs, outer thighs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Back into our curls. I'm going to try my band this time. You can stand on one or with 1 foot or 2. Up to you. Same idea as with form with your weights. Elbows squeeze tight. 6. Chest stays up. Belly strong. 9, 10. Okay, so for on the band, if you're holding dumbbells, next up is your side raise. For the band, you're just going to do a side straight arm pull. So if that's your band, if you're using the band, that's where we're going. 3, our goal here is shoulders. 5, lifted chest, squeeze between the shoulder blades. Stay in charge of both parts of the move. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now that overhead press, or if you don't go overhead, you do your dead row. Ready? And go. 1. Again, stay in charge of those hips. 4, 5. Be in control as your elbows come back down. Try to stop them when they're right outside your shoulders. 8, 9, 10. All right. Again, let's stretch those forearms. And then we only have 10 squat jacks. Here we go. Sit it low and go. How low can you go? 8, 9, 10. All right. Back into our last set of this set for arms. Curls. Shoulders back and down. Elbows squeezed tight. Building strength. Both sides of the move. 9, 10. You should feel a little work in the upper back, okay, side raise or your side pull. If you're on the band, we need that flexion in the upper back to help support our shoulders. Make sure the chest stays tall. 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel like I'm barely moving at the end. Okay, then that overhead press. Here we go. Find a rhythm with your breath. 7, 8, check in with your core. 9, and 10. The other thing with your core, as we're going overhead, sometimes you can start pushing forward with your hips, which is why I like a split stance. Part of me feels like I can get that set and tuck under. So as you go overhead, you keep that flexion there. All right, we're going to go back to our squat jacks, starting over at 30, and then we're going to hit up our back set. Well, back and then still some shoulders. All right, here we go. Sit deep, back to 30. 10. How low can you go? And then can you stay there? 20. Knees line with toes. 28, 29, 30. Phew. Okay. Hitting up those 20s for this round, at least for now. We're going to start with back flies, same as before, just 10. Think about both directions of the move, just like we did with our curls, side raises, and presses. Grab your belly first, hinge back, flat back. Hands come together, palms face, elbows come up, and squeeze. Now, if this pulls on your low back, you need to tighten your core more. If it still does, feel free to take a seat. So sit on a chair, a bench, a box, lean forward, and row from there. Both directions. 8, 9, 10. All right. Upright rows, soft knees, super lifted chest, elbows come out high and wide. 3, 4, still pinch between shoulder blades. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so an upright row can sometimes be awkward. Getting those elbows out so that your hands come up. So make sure also the wrists stay underneath your shoulders. They're not needing to come up. It's not about how high you get those hands. I don't know if you noticed, I wasn't getting super high with mine, but it's all about that mid-delt grabbing there and then keeping the tension in your back. Okay, we're going to go a renegade row on the ground. So you're going to plank and pull one elbow and then the other. If you don't plank, you're just going to hit up a locomotive. So you'll hinge forward, pull one side, let it drop back down, then pull the other. All right? Otherwise, plank with me, toes nice and wide, 10 each arm. 1 and 1. Try to keep your shoulders up over the wrists. And if you need to hit your knees, that's totally okay. Try to grab that core. 6. Find the back to help pull the elbow. 2 more each side. All right. Back into our squat jacks for 20. Ready, go. 4, 5. 12. 19, 20. Whew. All right. Back into our back flies. Grab your bells. Focus your back. Belly grab strong. Hinge forward and pull. Day 1 of this series, we did this move without weights. I'm really focused on getting this self-flexion. So make sure you remember what that feels like and keep it pulling there. In the shoulder blades, in that back. 9 and 10. All right. Stretch through those forearms. Got it. All right, this angle is kind of funky. My elbow. So I'm going to see what happens with the band here. All right, we're doing our upright row. Get that proud chest, shoulders back and down. 1, 2, 5. So it's just about the elbows getting to shoulder height. Tuck that tailbone under. Keep the chest lifted. 9 and 10. So I see a lot of times this at the top. Really punch that chest forward, tucking tailbone under. I like how that sounds. Okay, Renegade Rows. Another option is to keep your palm on the ground on one side. Here we go, 1. And just do one arm at a time. 5. 'Notice what you're building. Stay strong core and back. 1 more each side. 10. All right. Only 10 squat jacks. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit those heels. 10. All right. Back fly. Shoulders up, back, and down. Set that first. Sit on your heels. Belly strong. 1, 2, 4. Lengthen your back. Keep the belly strong. Upper back strength, so important. Last one. There you go. Kind of have an inkling. 11 may be our number today. 1 extra. That's okay. Whee. All right. Upright row. Set that chest nice and tall. Pick the shoulder blades up and then slide them back and down. Tailbone tucks under. Belly holds strong. Work both directions of the move. 5, 6, 7. Remember, it's about getting the elbows up. 10. All right. Renegade Rows. We got it, friends. Let's finish it off. Toes are wide. And go. 1 and 1. Tendencies to want to rush it. Make sure you set in. Get all you can from each rep. 6. 9. 10. Whew. Well done. Perfect timing. Good time to stretch. All right. Start on your hands and knees where you are. Let's get a quick thread the needle. So hopefully you have been building, take your right arm up, some mid-back flexibility and mobility. So keeping the hips as level as possible and twist up through that right arm. One more inhale, then exhale. Tuck it under and slide onto the outer edge of that shoulder. So the palm is facing the ceiling. Push your body over that right shoulder. All right, bring that right arm back. Let's hit up the same thing on the other side. So check in with that tailbone with your low back. Rotate from your mid back, then lift the shoulder. So I'm not getting very high when I really keep those hips level. That's okay. Over time, exhale, tuck under. Over time, we'll get it. Just like with weightlifting, it's not about getting the move into your full range until you're ready for it. So we could yank that arm up there, but we'd lose the build of mobility where we want it, which is that mid-back. Every little piece, every little layer is so important. So I could yank here, get it super high, but now my hips are totally out of alignment, and I'm not even getting my mobility where I need it. All right, let's lie on the backs. Start with both knees. Hug in tight to your chest. See if you can get your knees to touch each other. And then grab them deep towards your belly, toward your chest. Put your arms out wide, legs in a tabletop position, then rock them over to the left, all the way down. And see if you can keep your right shoulder pushed into the ground. This is another mid-back twist and mobility move. Grab the belly again, knees come up through the center and to the other side. Rotate over. Open that chest. All right, grab your core, bring your legs back to center. Drop your right leg onto the ground. Extend that left leg long. We want to stretch the hamstrings, so it may be way out here. That's fine. See if you can get the back of the knee to open and straighten. Pull your toe down towards your knee. Kind of want this to either hit your hamstring, or if you have super tight calves, it's going to hit your calf. A lot of people, it hits the backs of the knees. So see if maybe bending the knee a little bit helps put it into your hamstring. But that's really where we want to feel that stretch. Cross your ankle over the knee. So if you find that you're not getting the hamstring and all the other different hamstring stretches that I throw at you, still don't seem to be getting it, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. So a stretched and elongated hamstring muscle goes a long way toward helping your low back feel nice and healthy. All right, plant your left foot, straighten your right leg, hamstring stretch on this side, drop that right hip into the ground, pull the leg back towards you. So generally speaking, what's going on somewhere else in the body is what's going to cause pain in another spot. So I struggle with my elbows. I need to release and stretch my hands. So roll my hands on a ball, roll my forearms. So it's all usually, for me, it's getting the forearms stretched, hands, and then also keeping impingement out of the shoulder. So rubbing and rolling my elbow itself, okay, cross your leg over, is not effective. That's not really the issue. That's just where it's showing up. Open your chest, grab deep. So if your low back hurts, chances are you need to strengthen your core, find your pelvic floor muscles, use them when you sit and walk. You need to find your glutes a little more and lengthen and stretch your hamstrings, which we're going to do now again. So extend both legs straight away from you on the ground. Push the backs of the knees into the floor. Reach your arms way overhead. The stretch feels so nice. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. All right, and then your next inhale, gear up, and we're going to sit all the way up. So as you exhale now, bring your arms forward and reach all the way forward, if you can, over the toes. We broke it down yesterday, so if you need to sit on a box or a block or a pillow, a blanket to lift your hips, to give you some space to get the knees on the ground, go for it. You should be able to sit high over your hips without collapsing back, right? So if you're super tight, chances are you're sitting back and then reaching forward from your waist. And we want to find those hip flexors just like we do when we do a standing forward fold. Hinge forward from there. And that's it. You all did fantastic. Way to hit a full body day. Always feels good. A little bit of everything. I will see you tomorrow.